Hello, welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host, and today gonna discuss these comments that popped up on yesterday's video about why thoughts and feelings don't create reality. But if I feel anxious, it's going to affect my performance. And how come thoughts create things if you say thoughts don't do anything? What about the term thoughts create things? So, gonna unpack both. Both are very good questions and both lead on to deepening this idea. People often claim if I feel confident, I perform better. So, feelings must dictate performance, right? And therefore create reality. I feel good, perform good, good outcome. This is only one story, one instance, and not how reality fundamentally works. There have been plenty of times that you must be aware of where somebody felt overconfident and lost magnificently. Somebody felt incredibly anxious, made a bunch of mistakes, and still won. Because reality does not care about how you feel and how you perform. Obviously, there's a certain baseline where if you are not being that version of yourself that is actually good, actually good at this thing, actually can experience being and doing this version of yourself that is actually good at what you're doing, right? I'm not saying that if I imagine going to play in a FIFA World Cup, I'm going to win just like how I am now. No, that's not an assumption. That's trying to change the fabric of reality. It's not the same thing, right? You can't just assume I'm going to go fly a plane, go to the airport, and find a free one. That's not going to work, right? You have no idea what you're doing, and you know that. Deep down, you know that. What you are doing is you are stepping into the identity that is a winner. That's the only thing, right? That's the only thing you're doing. Because you're stepping into an identity and allowing the identity to unfold around you. You're not trying to go make it happen. You're not saying, oh, I'm great now because I assumed it. I'm going to go try out, having never even experienced myself as this version of myself, and just going to go do it. No, that's not how it works. And you know that. So, in a sports movie, you see the character anxious before the game, right? You know they're going to win regardless of how they feel. And then you'll cut to the opposing team, overconfident, super confident, skillful even, right? Sometimes you see them, you watch Rocky and I can't remember his name now. Damn. The Russian, and it's Dolph Lundgren, who plays the other antagonist. But you see them, he's training, he's overconfident, he's amazingly confident. Still loses because he's not the main character in the movie. Sylvester Stallone is. You are the main character in your movie. So your anxiety, your feelings, your confidence don't create the outcome. The outcome is assured regardless of anything. And reality can be anything it wants because you are reality, and whatever you want it to be, it already is. Real life is no different. It's exactly the same. You are the main character in your story, and the script is your identity, not your temporary emotions. And you know this. You know that no matter how many times the best players in the world for whatever sport they are playing, no matter how many laps they lose, no matter how many times they lose a match, no matter how many games they miss or don't play or lose, no matter how many tournaments they don't attend because they didn't make it, they are still the best, no matter what. And that's what the experience of reality will be over that experiencing of reality. It doesn't suddenly mean, okay, I'm the best, I'm going to go into a tournament and win. No, your journey is now the experience of that identity. That's who you are. So your identity is over feelings, always. The story you hold about yourself dictates your experience. So you dictate the story, so you're dictating your experience. Saying I need to fix my anxiety before I can win this creates the experience of having to fix your anxiety before you win. If you don't fix your anxiety, if you stay in your anxiety, you are going to experience yourself performing subpar, but it's not because of your subpar performance that you lost. It's your identity that it says, if I don't fix this, I'm going to lose. So you are focused on a version of you that is trying to fix this and losing. So you're creating that reality right there and there. Skip the fixing step. You don't need to. That version of you stays broken regardless of what you do. It stays there. It's like if you think of a photograph of a broken window, I'll say lock. If you think of a photograph of a broken lock, a broken window, or whatever, no matter how much you edit it, no matter how much you change it, no matter how much you want it or will it, that picture of that broken lock or window stays broken, no matter what you do. So don't try and fix it. Imagine a new one, because it's already there. And it's always new, no matter what you do, no matter what you are seeing, no matter who you are seeing, no matter what's happening, it's always new anyway, right? So you may as well just go with it. Right? So skip the fixing step, claim I am the winner right now, because that's the only thing that exists right now, everything in its variation. So what do you want to experience? It's already there, right? Now, regardless of your feelings, winning is an identity. It's winner is an identity. Chosen is an identity, right? Not outcome. So whether you lose or win as an individual in the game, or whatever game, doesn't define you. Your state of being does, right? Think of the best players in the world. They've lost many times, but that never removed their best status. Not to them anyway, right? As an audience, we may have these debates and these funny things about the GOAT and who's the best and this and that. All for the fun of it, none of that changes whether they are the best or not, right? Michael Jordan lost multiple seasons before winning 6 championships. No one cares about the losses. They all know he's the best. Or debated, obviously, right? But to him, he is the best. And that's what his experience of his reality was. I am the best NBA player. When I was playing, there was no one that could take me off this pedestal because I am it. Right? Muhammad Ali, same thing. Mike Tyson, same thing. Tom Brady, same thing. Right? Ronaldo or Messi, whichever one is the best, I don't know really. Right? Whatever sport, whatever thing. Carl Magnus, right? Magnus Carlsen. Magnus Carlsen? Yes. Right? Whatever, doesn't matter, right? They are the best. No matter what you think about them, no matter what you want to talk about them, Tiger Woods, no matter what. They are the best because they believe that. That is their lived story. We can say and dictate whatever we want about that story. That's our story. Doesn't change theirs. Doesn't change their experiencing of their wins and losses. Right? So Mike came back and won the 6 championships. And even in the middle, the circumstances didn't matter, right? He had a death in the family. He still was the best. He went to play baseball, still came back, still was the best. Right? Because that's his story. Yeah, I am the best. Right? Even after setbacks and challenges, circumstances don't matter. Your state of being is the only thing that matters. So if you come back as the best, knowing that I am the best, reality just rearranges itself for you. It doesn't matter. Identity stays intact. Right? Circumstances don't matter. Reality rearranges to match who you are in identity. Not how you feel, not what you're thinking, none of that. Not how you feel moment to moment, because feeling anxious before a game does not stop you being the best. Unless that's the story you keep telling. You say, no, I need to work this through, I need to relax, I need to blah, 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 blah. Right? Doesn't work. Like I said, you know people, you've seen people, you've experienced it yourself maybe if you play stuff often. No matter how confident you are, lost, can't believe it. I can't believe I lost this. No matter how anxious you and your team were, I cannot believe you won this. How do those stories exist if not for those, if those lines exist, if that story exists beforehand? Reality already has to have a way for those stories to make sense. That's how it makes sense of itself. So just go to your end, right? And I got a little thing here, right? Yes, right. So if you are saying I am anxious, you're going to experience having to fix yourself before you can win, and if you don't, you're going to lose. That's your experiencing of reality, but you can't change it, right? So no matter how it unfolds, you're always experiencing trying to fix your anxiety before you actually win, and if you don't fix it, you'll lose. That's your experiencing of reality. You experience that in every single moment. Before the game, during the game, and after the game, you'll be thinking, luckily I fixed my anxiety, so we won, or luckily I didn't fix my anxiety, so we lost. You're going to always put that on your shoulders, and you'll always feel that. You always feel that anxiety dictating your life, because I am awareness, saying that is your story. I need to fix this, or I'm going to experience this, and if I do fix this, I'll experience that. But it doesn't matter, because you are I am awareness. So if you are I am awareness, skip that. Go here. I'm a winner. Hold a trophy. Wave it in the air. Champagne, whatever it is, right? And when you realize that you can just do that, where you can skip the entirety trying to figure out how to score against this guy, or save against this guy, whichever one you are, and go here because you are there already. You are a winner already. Stop imagining how to do that. Just go here because that also just exists and reality will rearrange itself for you, right? And when you realize that, you realize all of it just exists in your I am awareness. That this person, that person, this person, that person, this ball, this goalpost, this frame, and that frame all exist, yeah, in your own I am awareness. It's all one idea. And then you can tell any story you like because it all just exists. Whew! Mouthful there. So keep going. Thoughts are things, not creators. They are the creation of a thing itself. They're the object. Thoughts are created things, right? Thoughts create things is a half truth. The thought is already a thing, an object in your awareness. If you have a picture on your screen, are you going to say that's not an object? It is. It's a thought of an object, but it is an object itself. It's the same thing. If you have a picture of if you have a sentence, if you type a sentence on your screen, are you going to say that's an object? You say no. But if you took a picture of it and now you have a picture of the sentence, are you going to say it's an object? Yes. You see how we change the story based on what we're looking at? No, it's an object regardless of how it's presented. It's still an object. We're just changing the appearance of certain objects, so we can change how we see that object. But it all doesn't matter. It's all just objects that you are thinking. Right? It doesn't create something else. It is the creation in imagination. That is the created thing. That is the manifested thing when you think about it. Right? But you don't have to focus on it. You don't have to give it any energy, any attention, any intention. It doesn't matter. Thinking of a pink elephant, that popular thing, when you think of a pink elephant, or if I say pink elephant, you can't necessarily help but think of pink elephant. At the very least, you think about the words pink elephant because you are thinking about pink elephant. Even if you're not imagining specifically a pink elephant, you are knowing the idea of a pink elephant. That pink elephant exists in imagination. That idea is the object. That idea is the object. Seeing it in the 3D is just a reflection of what you are being in your awareness. The version of you seeing a pink elephant in some manner, right? Maybe it's Dumbo painted pink, who knows, right? If you don't know who Dumbo is, go have a look. Random thoughts versus chosen states. You think random thoughts all day long. About yesterday, about 2 days ago, about 20 years ago. Ooh, why did I think about that? That I fell down by the cupboard 20 years ago. It's very random. Right? These aren't shaping your reality because they aren't chosen states of being. They just pop up randomly because something reminded you of a version of this and you're going, whoa, that was weird. Right? What matters is intentionally embodying an identity in imagination. I am that version of myself who is seeing a pink elephant. Your reality must unfold that way. The 3D world is the effect of who you are being in imagination. That's it. Who and what you are conscious of being. Like who in your reality as reality. Who and what. I am that version of myself in my imagination. That must be what I am as a 3D effect now. I'm going to move in and as my 3-dimensional world because it's all me in the assumption that I am who I say I am. Right? When you become that version of yourself, that outcome is just a natural part of who you are being now. Right? So skip the how, live in the end, hold the trophy, see the pink elephant, pet it. Right? Right? I don't know. I have no idea how reality is going to unfold petting a pink elephant, but I find it fascinating in itself. Focusing on how do I get there, how do I pet said pink elephant, how do I hold up the trophy doesn't matter. It's just reinforcing that it doesn't exist. Instead, assume I am there now. Like Neville Goddard's I'm in Barbados. If you don't know who Neville Goddard is or I'm in Barbados, that is one hell of a thing to get into knowing. Please do. And embody the end state now and let the path unfold. In my father's house, there are many mansions. In imagination, there are infinite versions of you. That's what that means. Be still and know that you are God. Right? I think it's Psalm 48:10 or 38:10, whichever one. Be still and know that everything is happening in your awareness. Whether you get messages, whether you are talking on a phone, whether you are listening to something, it's all happening in your awareness. I am that I am. Moses and the burning bush. The burning bush telling you I am that which I say I am. You are Moses, you are the bush, you are the words, you are everything. Who are you? Choose deliberately and live from that knowing now. Remember, not anxiety, you. Thank you all for being here. Much love, much light. Thank you for the following, subscribing, commenting, liking, sharing, all of that. Much love. Thank you for the TikTok influx of people following and views as well, if you are from there or from here. Much love. There is a Facebook group available, Retouch Your Reality Worries, and you can join there. You can check out posts, these videos, other forms of videos, other posts, stuff like that. You can ask questions and get them answered, or you can answer questions yourself and then provide your own insight. Email me if you want to have a personal conversation. It's in the description box below. That being said, love, light, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.